The name signwriting, or the word signwriter, it was nearly omitted from the English dictionary at a certain point in history, and that was because of the fashionable trend of neon signs. So there was a really kind of well-known damaging period to signwriting in the 80s and 90s when the vinyl revolution kicked in. But now we're on that kind of curveball, we're on that edge again where all of this craft is becoming recognised again for how important it is to society and to the well-being of the craft makers. Hi, my name's Robert Walker and I'm from the beautiful town of Halifax in West Yorkshire. I live in the picturesque village of Marsden, which is in the middle of a National Trust moorland park, and I love it. I'm a traditional signwriter and craft maker. I specialise in something called verglamise, or verglamise, which is essentially putting a design onto the rear surface of glass using gold and paint. So you can kind of imagine the old chemist signs in the Victorian era, and that's what I specialise in. I realised at quite a young age that I was obsessed with loading a brush and loading traditional brushes and just instinctively being able to get the right amount of paint on a brush, be able to pull a really beautiful line, and that became highly addictive for me. Learning about the context of signwriting through type specimen catalogues and the wider world of typography and the wider world of craft and signwriting just became highly addictive. And it became addictive because I very quickly realised that it gave me an enormous sense of well-being. So it reduces my stress levels, it makes me more in tune with who I am, I'm more in tune with how I'm stood, my shoulders, how relaxed I am, my breathing, everything. And then that filters into the wider kind of aspect of my life really, as an individual, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as an educator. I became a senior university lecturer and I resigned from that. I turned my back on full-time academia to basically run my studio, which is called By Umberto. And the studio name is basically a nickname that my dad gave me when I was about 5. So he calls me Umberto still to this day, even though my name is Robert Walker. This is all so personal to me and so truthful to who I am that it has to be that name, it has to be Umberto. And everything is by Umberto. This is absolutely beautiful. You know, if I dip my brush into the ink and off I go painting something like this, it's just stunning. I'm aware of how I'm stood, how I'm breathing, my body language, but then there's all the kind of context and history behind the people that designed this, made this, the bookbinder that put this together, the printer. You know, it's a whole industry of craft, which is extremely special and worth keeping hold of.